Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. Let's continue our NFL Mount Rushmores. I've done 3 teams. This will be the fourth of 32. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have been a franchise since 1960. 4 Super Bowl appearances back to back to back to back from the 1990 to 93 seasons. Unfortunately for them, they lost all 4. They do have 2 AFL championships in 1964 and 1965. In these Mount Rushmores, I attempt to name the 4 best players in franchise history. As subjective lists, you definitely can disagree. Let me know in the comments who you would include. I almost included all 4 guys from those Super Bowl teams. Instead, I included 3. We will go over who I included not from those teams. And let me clearly state that off the field issues were not taken into consideration. I mostly looked at what they did on the field, where otherwise I definitely wouldn't have included this player. If you know the Bills at all, I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. But let's get into it. The Buffalo Bills, Mount Rushmore. I'll be naming the players in alphabetical order. They're not ranked, starting with Jim Kelly, the 14th overall pick in the 1983 draft. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2002 on his first ballot. Played 11 seasons for the Bills from 1986 to 96. Had a 101-59 overall record as the starting quarterback. Once led the league in completion percentage, completed over 60% of his passes for his career. Led the league in touchdowns in 1991 with 33. Had 237 touchdown passes for his career. Also led the league in rating in 1990. Was a runner-up for MVP and Offensive Player of the Year in 1991, a year he was named first team All-Pro. He also was named to 5 Pro Bowls in his career. Jim Kelly was definitely the best quarterback in franchise history. He was at the helm for all 4 of the Bills' Super Bowl appearances in the 90s. Easy choice for the Mount Rushmore. Next, we have, and here he is, O.J. Simpson. I'm not going to get into his off-the-field troubles in this video. Let's just talk about his play on the field. First overall pick in the 1969 NFL Draft. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1985 on his first ballot. Played 11 seasons, 9 of which came with the Bills. In those 9 seasons, he rushed for 10,183 yards and 57 scores while adding 12 touchdowns via the receiving game. Made 5 straight first-team All-Pros from 1972 to 1976, making the Pro Bowl also all those years. Led the league in rushing 4 times while with the Bills, including 1973 when he ran for 2,003 yards in a 14-game season. Mighty impressive. Averaged 143.1 yards rushing per game in that season and 6 yards per carry. Led the league in yards per carry with 5.5 in 1975. From 1972 to 1976, that was 5 seasons in which he was a first-team All-Pro. He rushed for 7,699 yards and 45 touchdowns. I mean, you just can't discount how effective this guy was as a running back with the Bills. He is the second member. Next, we have the NFL's all-time sack leader. They weren't booing. They were saying Bruce. Bruce Smith, the first overall pick in the 1985 NFL Draft. First ballot Hall of Famer in 2009. Spent 15 of his 19 seasons with the Bills, spanning from 1985 to 1999. In that time, he sacked the quarterback 171 times. Absolutely incredible. In 12 of his seasons with Buffalo, 12 of 15 years, he sacked the quarterback at least 10 times, had a career high 19 in 1990. That season he was named Defensive Player of the Year. He was also named Defensive Player of the Year in 1996 when he had 13 and a half sacks and 5 forced fumbles. He made 11 Pro Bowls in his career. 8 times was a first-team All-Pro. All that was with the Bills. Made the Hall of Fame all 1980s and 1990s team. Forced 35 fumbles in his 15 seasons with the Bills. Just an historic pass rusher, the all-time sack leader when you include his 29 sacks he had with the Washington in 4 seasons. Bruce Smith, another easy choice, the third member of the Bills Mount Rushmore. And finally, Thurman Thomas, the third of 4 guys to be on those 4 Super Bowl teams. He was the 40th overall pick, second round in the 1988 NFL Draft, was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2007. Another amazing career, 2 running backs for the Bills. He made 5 Pro Bowls, was a 2-time All-Pro. He was named the MVP in 1991 when he rushed for 1,407 yards while adding 631 receiving yards and 7 total touchdowns. Was also Offensive Player of the Year that season. He rushed for over 1,000 yards 8 straight seasons from 1989 to 1996. Altogether in his 12 seasons with the Bills, 11,938 rushing yards, 65 touchdowns, while adding 392 receptions with 22 scores. Thurman Thomas had to be included in the Bills Mount Rushmore. So this Mount Rushmore is heavy of the guys who were on all 4 of their Super Bowl teams. Bruce Smith, I'll go in alphabetical order. Jim Kelly, O.J. Simpson, who wasn't on those Super Bowl teams, Bruce Smith, and Thurman Thomas, who were. Again, if you don't want to include O.J. Simpson because of his off-the-field troubles, I would fully understand. I'm trying to keep these strictly on the field. When I did the baseball ones, I didn't use PED allegations or suspensions against players. Guys like A-Rod, Barry Bonds were included. Not saying PEDs is worse than what OJ did, but just a kind of a simile. So some honorable mentions. The toughest guy to leave off was Andre Reed. Again, I almost included all 4 guys from those early 90s Super Bowls. Also Cornelius Bennett, Josh Allen already, Kent Hull, Jim Richter, Kyle Williams, Fred Smerlis, Mike Stratton, Eric Moulds, Aaron Schobel, and Butch Beard. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with the Bills Mount Rushmore if you strictly leave it on the field? Would you have included Andre Reed? Do you think Josh Allen, how many years do you until Josh Allen makes this, do you believe? Let me know in the comments. I'm trying to do these daily, so tomorrow will be the Carolina Panthers. I've done 432 teams, teacher and me, 1/8, 12.5% done. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.